For over 1 million years, humans stared into fire almost every single night. No phones, no books, no screens, just flickering flames. For hours, night after night, generation after generation. Today, doctors warn us not to stare at bright screens before bed because it damages our eyes and messes with our sleep. So here's the question. If firelight was the only entertainment our ancestors had, why didn't they all go blind? The first answer is simpler than it sounds. Fire is actually very dim. A campfire produces roughly 1 to 5 candela of light. Compare that to a modern light bulb, which can produce over 1,000. Even the brightest bonfire is nowhere near the intensity of staring at the sun, a welding torch, or even a phone screen at full brightness in a dark room. Ancient humans weren't blasting their eyes with intense light. They were sitting a few feet away from a soft, glowing, low-intensity heat source. Their eyes simply weren't being overwhelmed. Here's where it gets interesting. Fire isn't just dim, it's also the safest color of light there is. Flames emit mostly orange, red, and yellow wavelengths, sitting on the long end of the visible light spectrum. Short wavelength light, especially blue and violet light, is the kind that causes the most damage to the retina over time, because it carries more energy per photon. Firelight has almost no blue light in it at all. That's the exact opposite of a phone screen or an LED bulb, both of which are packed with high-energy blue wavelengths. So structurally, our ancestors were staring into one of the gentlest light spectrums that exists in nature. We often picture cavemen frozen, eyes locked open, staring blankly into flames for hours. But that's not what really happened. Fire is never still. The flames flicker, embers pop, logs shift and crumble, sparks drift upward. This constant, irregular movement naturally pulls the eyes to shift focus, blink and look away, again and again, without a person even noticing. Unlike a screen that holds your gaze completely still on one fixed point, fire keeps your eyes moving. And that natural blinking and refocusing is exactly what protects the surface of the eye and prevents strain. There's also something remarkable happening biologically. Human eyes contain two types of light receptors: cones, which handle color and detail in bright light, and rods, which are built specifically for low light and nighttime vision. Sitting by a fire at night is actually the perfect environment for rod cells to take over. Instead of straining the eyes, this kind of dim, warm lighting is close to ideal for how our night vision evolved to function. Our ancestors weren't fighting their biology by sitting near firelight. They were using it exactly the way their eyes were designed to work. So if fire wasn't the problem, why do we worry so much about screens today? The real danger of modern lighting isn't the light damaging the eye itself in the same dramatic way people fear. It's what that light does to the brain. Blue light in particular suppresses melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. Firelight, being almost entirely orange and red, barely affects melatonin at all. That means our ancestors could sit by the fire late into the night and still fall asleep naturally afterward, while we scroll on bright screens and struggle to fall asleep for hours. So ancient humans didn't go blind from firelight, not because their eyes were tougher than ours, but because fire itself was gentle by nature, dim, warm-colored, constantly flickering, and perfectly matched to how human eyes evolved to see in the dark. It wasn't until we invented artificial light, bright, blue, and perfectly still, that we created something our eyes and brains were never actually designed to face. The real question isn't why ancient humans survived staring into fire. It's why we assumed modern light would be just as harmless.